Hey everybody. So I thought I'd make this video to kind of clear up some things. I the last video that I posted, I had a couple people leave some comments underneath that video, um, saying, I'm not going to call anybody out, of course, but they were saying things like the word shouldn't be added to or deleted from, and some people were rebuking it and all this stuff. And I don't know if you noticed, I don't know how many of you got to the very end of that video, but that video cut off at the end because I ran out of time on my phone. So I wasn't able to finish saying everything that I wanted to at the end. So I'm going to say it now, and I'm going to read some stuff as well. I'm in the eSword app. This is what I've been talking about for a while in some of my videos, is this eSword app that's got, all different kind of Bibles you can download. It's got the Strong's Concordance on there that gives you the Greek and Hebrew meanings to all the words and stuff in the Bible and stuff like that. But anyway, I'm just gonna outright admit there's things in the Bible that I don't completely understand. I have a hard time grasping what it means. So I have to do a lot of digging and research and stuff like that to try to find out exactly what it's saying, what it means, and things like that. And then there's a lot of words in the Bible that I don't know what they mean. So, I look up those meanings, and this is how it all began with me, is looking up the Greek and Hebrew meanings to certain words, names, places, animals, and so on and so forth in the Bible. And it was upon finding out the meanings of those things that it just had me searching for more. And I'm gonna in Proverbs, I'm in Proverbs right now. I'm not going to read all of them because there's so many scriptures that's talking about this, about how a person should, increase your learning. A man of understanding shall attain unto wise counsels and things like that. This is in Proverbs 1:5. So anyway, with that being said, I know most of y'all don't know me. Well, none of y'all probably know me. But anyway, I'm disabled. I'm at home every day because I can't work. So pretty much every single day, all I do is spend time reading the Bible, researching, and things like that. And I want to make it clear also, before I forget, in that last video that I posted, I was showing some stuff, mainly about eSword and about the meanings of these Hebrew and Greek, words and names and stuff like that in the Bible. But I was also showing, I think, just a few screenshots that I had taken from, I can't even remember where. It was from a video from Revelations of Jesus Christ, which is a YouTube channel that puts out a lot of content, about the Bible and things like that. So anyway, where was I going with this? I remember what I was going to say now. There's certain words and names in the Bible that when you look up the Hebrew meaning, it means like some of the old gods. And I don't know how many of you know this. I never knew this. I don't have it pulled up just right now, but because I've got so many screenshots saved in my computer. But one of the reasons why it led me to looking at a certain website is because I found out that one of the words or names, can't remember which one, meant Set. And if you know, or Seth, if you know who that is, that's one of the gods. So anyway, I was trying to find out more about who is this character, because I just didn't know much about him. So anyway, just, I know it's very easy for people to make judgments on somebody, but, y'all don't know me. You don't know how much I'm trying to learn about the Bible to get closer to God. And, I understand why people made certain comments, but I just think that had you have heard, if my video wouldn't have cut off, had you have heard what I was going to say at the end, and if you knew me in person and who knew how many hours I'm spending reading the Bible every day, trying to gain more knowledge and stuff, because this is so important to me, you guys, because this world, as we know, it's nothing but lies and deception. That's all it is. So with that being said, it's so easy to get deceived unless we're staying in the Bible. I mean, that's just the way I see it. But anyway, I just, like I said, I'm not going to go over all these scriptures, but I just wanted to point all this stuff out because there is a lot of questions. I mean, when you start, look, this is this eSword app, okay? When you, all this is different Bibles you can download. If you go up here, it gives you Bibles, and then it just gives you a whole list of Bibles that you can download for free, or there's some at the bottom where I think you have to pay, like for the amplified, if I can say it, amplified version. I think you have to pay a fee for that one, but all the other ones are free, including the King James Version Plus, which means that has the added Strong's Concordance to it. And the way I'm going to click on it because I'm going to show you how this works. All right, you see these words and names and stuff in here. You see how it's got numbers. This is in the the Old Testament, so it's all going to be Hebrew pretty much. And then the New Testament will be, pretty much Greek. So if it has an H before it, that means the Hebrew. But if you, let's just take King, for instance. All I have to do is hover over that, and it gives you the meaning down here, okay? So, and it's not this one in particular, but so many of these words, so many of these names that when it pops up, I was reading it saying, well, that's not the way it sounds in the Bible at all. That means something totally different than what I thought it did, which I think is why it's so important to learn the true meanings of these words and stuff in the Bible. Because if you're just reading it at surface level, you're reading it a certain way. If you go deeper with it, which the Bible tells us over and over that, we're to gain more knowledge, more wisdom, and to search the scriptures, to seek knowledge like it's a hidden treasure. And that's what I do. That's what I do every single day is searching this stuff out. But again, going back to what I was saying in the beginning, there's a lot of things in the Bible I don't understand, and I want to understand. I don't want to read something and it just not. I know not everything is going to make sense to every one of us, but still, for the most part, when I'm reading the Word, I want to know what it means. I don't want to just read it and say, well, I don't know what that meant and just be done with it. I want to know what it means, because I think that's all part of getting closer to God is having a true knowledge of what the Bible's saying. So, I don't want to apologize, but then again, I'm still going to do it. My apologies if I came off as sounding that I'm trying to lead anyone away from God or Jesus. That is not my intent at all, you guys. If y'all knew me, y'all would know that is a fact about me. I mean, everybody that knows me knows that's just not who I am. I would never do that. My thing is that, I've got a lot of questions. I do. There's a lot of questions. Why, like, when you look up and the facts are there, why are these Bibles being written and translated by Freemasons? Why? That is a huge question of mine. And it's bothering me. Because I know that God can use anybody for his purposes. I know this. So with that said, I keep that in mind. But at the same time, I'm just still wondering why, when you look up these people who translated the Bible and things of that nature, they were Freemasons. And, you know, so by me asking questions, by me making content like that, it's not because I'm putting it out there to say, y'all, you know, y'all need to just, something's wrong. Y'all need to pull away from, you know, worshiping God. That's the opposite of my intent, you guys. I just have questions, and I was hoping that somebody can help with this that maybe has more knowledge about this. Now, if you don't, then please just don't comment, you know. I mean, it's only if you have knowledge of this, if you've looked into it yourself, because I don't understand it. And I would like to understand why it is that Freemasons are like, you know, like King James, for instance. I mean, he was a high-ranking Freemason that founded a lot of lodges and stuff. Look it up. It's I'm not making this stuff up. This is not bogus information. It's not conspiracy theory. It's none of that. This is all facts. And so anyway, with that being said, just please know that you know, whatever you may have thought in your mind, that's not my intent, because again, I want to understand all this. And, you know, I'm always talking to people. We need to get closer to God and stuff. I mean, it's so just know. I mean, again, if you knew me in person, you know that about me. But I understand you don't know me. So, you know, I understand that part of it too. But anyway, I just felt like it was very important for me to make this video, to make all of this clear. You know, because I just didn't like what I was reading. I said, well, people are getting the wrong idea, or they've read too much into this. They're not understanding where I'm coming from with this. So I thought it was very important for me to make it clear where I'm coming from with this. I love God. I love Jesus. I believe in the Holy Spirit. I believe in all that. I was baptized, you know, somewhere around 1.5 years ago. I haven't been always close to God. I haven't. It's been, I don't know, maybe the past 2 years that I've been getting closer to him and reading the Bible more and stuff. And so, you know, like I said, I just don't, I'm getting older too. My brain doesn't work the way it used to. So I have a hard time understanding things sometimes, but I want to understand. So anyway, I'm not going to keep going round and round in circles, because I know I've said all this. But anyway, y'all just, please, you know, understand where I'm coming from with this. I'm just asking questions. That's all. Just, and questions that are important to me. I'd like to know, you know, answers to. But anyway, all right, you guys, I'm going. Y'all take care. Y'all be safe. I love you guys, and God bless. Bye.